Trying to figure out what the next big thing is going to be in the collector car world? Well, I got news for you. I think it's already arrived. Hi there, I'm Rick DeBrule. Thanks for joining us for the Barrett-Jackson Top 10 series. And today we're talking about the top 10 SUV sales from the Barrett-Jackson Collector Car Auction in Las Vegas. Doesn't matter whether it's Blazers, Broncos, Jeeps, stock, custom, they're bringing serious money when they're crossing the block. But before we get to number 10, do me a favor, head right over here, click like and subscribe so you can fill in and watch the entire series for Barrett-Jackson. All right, let's move to that number 10 position. It's a Chevrolet. It's a 1972. It's a K5 Blazer. When it sold, the final price, $103,400.
Lot number 698. Changes made to the description since the catalog for a 1972 Chevrolet K5 Blazer Custom SUV. 6.2-liter V8, 700 R4 automatic transmission, 373 rear axle, heavy-duty half-ton unit, and 373 front Dana 44.
All right, Taylor to compare, $200,000. Hey, Taylor to compare, come around here, 10, 20. Taylor to compare, $5. Hey, Taylor to compare, $95. Hey, Taylor to compare, $2, $5. Hey, $95, $5. Hey, Taylor to compare, $9, give me the $2 and $5. Hey, Taylor to compare, $5, 3, 5. Hey, 3, 9, bits here, 3, 5. Hey, Cal, out. Hey, Taylor to compare, $5, $95. Hey, $95, $5. Hey, $95, hammer side, 95. It's Taylor to get him 3, 5. Here we go, Cal. It's Taylor to get 5 down 5, 7, 4, 6. It's Taylor to get him 4 cents. Made a band to get 4 to get 600. I'm in honey portal to get 9600. I don't have a 90 portal to get 96,000 on here. I'm in honey portal to get 7 to get pair says head. How we done? In honey poor hammer side, 94 internet. You better be now if you on it. I'm in honey portal to get 9600 and time. So for $94,000, Cal.
From the Blazer world to the Bronco world. From number 10, well, to number 9. Meet a custom Ford Bronco. This one right here from 1972. The number 9 sale of the auction. It sold for $110,000.
Oh, this is an uncut body. What does that mean? Of course, when you look at the rear wheel openings, which I have to say look a little out of place after having seen probably 9 out of 10 Broncos with the wheel opening hogged out real big. But that's the thing. If you want to get a big fat tire underneath the Bronco without the cut wheel openings, you got to jack it sky high, as we see it here.
Now, you could build this truck from, say, 1-800-BRONCO because these bodies are being reproduced. You don't need to find an original one and redo it, as appears to have been done here. Great customization. Look at this beautiful interior, that diamond-shaped stitching that Audi pretty much pioneered for the broad market. There it is. Wow. Big lift on this. Not too big because they didn't have to cut it, as Steve pointed out. This falls in the nice but not too nice category for me, where you could drive this and enjoy it, take it off-road, have some fun.
This one packs the 302 V8, which was the biggest engine available in the Bronco until you get into 1978 when a 400 was possible on the second generation. Here's the live axle up front, again suspended by coil springs, not leaf springs, which kind of set the Bronco apart from its competition, which largely had leaf springs up front, not coils.
Gateway Bronco is going to take advantage of the new legislation allowing low-volume manufacturers, and they have the license now from Ford to build brand-new first-generation Broncos, which are going to be very interesting. They don't just have to rebuild them, they can build them new.
Note that all the glass on this is flat. There's not a piece of curved glass in it. Makes all that easy to replace and fairly inexpensive to manufacture.
$100,000, 98, now 100. I got 100 on the phone. 105, 105. 100. You're in, Brad, at 100. Is that right? $100,000, 5. Do this. $100,000 now, 5. You're in. $100,000, 5. Hit that a bit 5. Out of the bear, through and done. $105,000. Hit that a bit 5. Out of the bit 5. 105. Everybody through. Everybody that have been dead a bit 5. $105,000. Hit that a bit 5. What'd you say, Josh? $105,000 to buy, but it is sold. 100,000 on the phone.
Time for number 8, and this thing is wild. Very modern, very crazy. Check this out, a 2021. It's a Jeep Gladiator, massive custom, not a 4x4, it's a 6x6. 6-wheel drive for this thing. Final sales price, $112,200.
Up on the block now, a 2021 Jeep Gladiator, but this is a beast, a 6x6 custom SUV.
Well, the steel that's been added to this one, instead of the common 26 or 28 gauge steel used in most car bodies, I don't have a mic with me, but I'm guessing it's about 16, maybe 18 gauge steel, maybe even thicker than 16 gauge. It's heavy and it's thick.
Speaking of unusual, this has 6-wheel drive, which is not something that Jeep offers yet. But the rear axle on this is not a tag axle, it's really driven. What we have is a Ford 9-inch in the middle, which then has a drive shaft running out of its back to a Dana 45 rear axle. So this is not just a visual 6x6, but it really works. When you shine the light through there, we'll see there's a drive shaft that runs from the 9-inch rearward over its shoulder. I'm not sure how the ring gear supplies the power to the back, but apparently this works. The center drive shaft does turn when it goes down the road.
Yeah, usually that rear axle would just be a tag axle designed to carry a heavier load and more weight. But in this case, it's driven, so you got, hey, 4 wheels, better traction than 2, right?
99.
There's no kit to do that, so that's some engineering that was sussed out and made real. Pretty cool.
I like it.
And away goes all that work to make the 6x6 Jeep Gladiator is sold for $102,000.
All right, from 6-wheel drive, we're going to go to something just a little more sedate, but still pretty cool. A 1971 Chevy K5 Blazer. Final sales price for this one, $121,000.
Lot number 701.1, 1971 Chevrolet K5 Blazer Custom SUV, 6.2-liter Gen 5 LT V8, a 10-speed automatic transmission with SpearTech engine and transmission management. Axles have been upgraded, Kingpin Dana 60 front, full float 14-bolt rear. Aluminum radiator, dual electric fans, K&N cold air intake, show quality restoration.
5-7. Thank you. 5-7. It cows on the lead. 7-10. 100. 110. 100. 10. Selling on the way. 107.10. 800 compare who we have. Cal. 800 compare 700. 110. 800 compare 108. 110. Josh. 810. 800 compare 10. Go to go. 800 time to go, guys. 10. 12. 800 compare 12. 12. 12. 800 compare 12. Hammers high. 800 12. Gotta go, Cal. 800 compare 12 and die. So $110,000. 110. Josh.
From 1971, we're going to move forward all the way to 1972, and from a Blazer to a Bronco. But this one looks completely different than the way it left the factory. All custom, and that color is called House of Color Brandywine Candy Shimmerin', and this thing sold for $132,000.
Lot number 695, a 1972 Ford Bronco Custom SUV. Frame off restored, 300-horse crate 302 with a 5-speed manual transmission. Got a roller cam, got 9-to-1 compression as well. Here comes a car that's had virtually everything bought new, rebuilt, or refurbished on this Bronco Custom. Less than 100 miles on the build. Microphone 3, please. And here's Shane Ratliff.
All right, 200 compared, 200 200, 200 compared, 50,000 30 down to about 30 130 800 get about 30 down 30 30 30 800 get about 30 down 30 down here 800 get Kurt 800 get pan here.
New dual fuel tanks, power steering, new power drum brakes, new clutch suspension, radiator, and a crate 302.
Riding with Josh at 120. 800 get down 5. 125 time wild but like a Stelzers. You want 2? 122. 800 get pan 2 120. 800 get down 2 hammers high. 800 get about tunnel down 2. 800 last call, sir. 800 tunnel down and die. Sold for $120,000. Going to my old buddy in Illinois.
All right, we're just about halfway through our top 10 SUV sales from the Barrett-Jackson Collector Car Auction in Las Vegas. But before we get to number 5, don't forget, head right over here, click like and subscribe so you can see the entire top 10 series. All right, that last Bronco, the color really was made more for show. This one, well, this is made for serious off-road work. This 1977 Bronco was actually used to belong to comedian Kevin Hart, and this one sold for $139,700.
Lot number 730, Kevin Hart's 1977 Ford Bronco custom SUV. Vehicle was designed and built for actor, comedian Kevin Hart. It's been featured on Jay Leno's television show, Jay's Garage. Got an updated 5.0-liter fuel-injected 302 with a GT40 upper and lower intake manifold. It's got a 3-speed automatic transmission, Dana twin-stick transfer case, and Crane electronic ignition.
Right here to get down 40 paying. You got Grumpy back there, Seth. How did it get down 40 paying? How about $1? Don't have to get down to get a sing. Out here to get 12 up here. Get to be 15. $115,000. I thought the 2 was a 12. Hey, 112, pay $15. Hey, want to get down $15. Not ever to get down 40. Want to pay to get all through all done. Hey, 115, Kurt, 130. Hey, $130,000 and a half.
Kevin Hart's Ford Bronco.
130. Hey, $127, $130,000. That car is sold. $127,000 right down here, Camille.
Number 4 sale of the auction, well, it turns out it's a Bronco as well. From Kevin Hart's off-road ready Bronco to this one right here. Full custom, and underneath that hood, a modern Coyote V8, and this one sold for a rocket price of $165,000.
Lot 764 is a customized 77 Ford Bronco.
Well, this one has been customized. Again, this one has been cut, but something kind of nice is the wheel openings are not add-on flares, but they're nicely integrated and molded into the body. A refreshing touch. Under the hood on this one, a 5-liter Coyote with about 450 horsepower. So that's a lot of engine for something with the Statue of Liberty's center of gravity. Pretty tall.
Interesting note on the car card, according to the consignor, if you look up at the very front of the car, the bumper looks a little different than it should because this is actually taken off of a 1967 Camaro. Obviously the ends are different, but the bumper itself, they say, comes from a 67 Camaro, and the bumper in the back is from a 67 as well.
Yeah, it's pretty. This is the final year, 1977, for the first generation Bronco. It would return in 78, much larger and, well, more refined. And for the first time, air conditioning would be an option. But here, we absolutely do have air conditioning, aftermarket stuff that has been added into the dashboard and onto the top of that Coyote 5.0.
Rick, on those bumpers, some would call that sacrilege. I'd call it just part of the hot rodder's art to do something unexpected like that. And the bidders appreciated that one all the way up to $150,000.
We are checking out the top 10 SUV sales in the Barrett-Jackson Collector Car Auction Las Vegas, and we are down to the top 3. And this is the number 3, a 1969 Ford Bronco, just about perfect in every way. And when this crossed the block, it sold for $178,200.
767 changes have been made since the catalog. This is an updated description. 1969 Ford Bronco custom SUV, first generation 4x4, was professionally built and completed in 2021 with absolutely no expense spared. It's been fitted with an extensive list of top-of-the-line equipment. Over 1,000 man-hours have been invested in the build. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, 1969 Ford Bronco custom SUV.
Right here, and how about $1 down, to get down 30, 40, and $40,000 down it, and $1 all through, and $100,000, and $100,000. Talk a little about that, Craig.
Yes, we are in the middle of customizing my Bronco, and I can tell you how much this costs. This has a Coyote in it with a 6R80. It has all the best stuff. Our vendors sell these, and they are typically $225,000 to $300,000. This car is a buy right here, or this truck.
110. How did I get down? 162. 165. 165. 165. 165,000 on it. And 1 and 5, 5, 5. How did I get down? 1, 5, 5, 5. 165 and a half. So for $162,000.
That was a great buy right there.
Closing in on the number 1 SUV sale from Las Vegas. Before we get there, though, don't forget, click and subscribe over here. And this, well, this is number 2. First runner-up, modern horsepower, a 2021 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat. But the great thing about this sale, and it sold for $180,000, 100% of all that money went to benefit the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Detroit.
710 horsepower, according to Dodge. This is the most powerful SUV ever built.
I like the paint scheme, the flat black with this beautiful gray, and we're at six figures right away. Limited build, and as they said, they're all spoken for, so if you don't bid on this one, you're probably not going to get one new.
Yeah, only 3,000 of these made. That color is gunmetal gray with, destroyer gray with gunmetal stripes on it.
Looking at the front end of this, it's the last thing I want to see in my rearview mirror on the interstate, coming up behind me at a high rate of speed. This thing just looks, look at that. That looks sinister, doesn't it?
And with 710 horsepower, it will be coming up at a high rate of speed.
Folks, and again, this is an incredible vehicle. If you don't have one, you don't have one ordered, this is going to be probably your last best shot at getting one. But not only that, think about what that car is going to do every time you get in it. Support the kids, support the cause, and get an incredible Durango Hellcat.
$185,000, you write the check directly to the charity, no buy fee, no sell fee. Consult your accountant, but you should be able to deduct anything over the actual sticker price of the vehicle as a donation.
Sold $185,000.
And away it goes, $185,000 for a 2021 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat, all-wheel drive, 710 horsepower, and every penny going to the Ronald McDonald House in Detroit.
Time for the #1 SUV sale from Las Vegas, and it turns out we've got a tie. Over in this corner, it's a 1995 Mercedes-Benz. It's a G350D 6-wheel drive, beast of a vehicle. And over here, it's a 1971 Chevy K5 Custom Blazer. Each of these sold for $181,500.
Lot number 762, 1995 Mercedes-Benz G350D Custom 6x6 SUV. This custom G350D 6x6 G-Wagon with a maximum highway speed of 75 miles per hour came from Europe with 61,000 kilometers, 37,000 miles. The title reads miles exempt, powered by a 3.5-liter turbo diesel.
All right, had to get down, what are you paying? How about it on, to get down, to get down, $160,000 through, and 155, and now 60, 105, 165, 165, 865,000 on him here, 170,000 on it, everybody through and a half. You want me to sell it, ma'am? Sold $165,000. Zindar gets them.
Lot number 731, 1971 Chevrolet K5 Blazer Custom SUV, 6.0-liter LS engine swap, a 4L80E transmission with advanced adapter, Holley EFI Sniper high-rise intake manifold, ceramic-coated Hedman headers, ICT black pulley front drive, Dirty Dingo ECU mount, and a whole lot more.
One of the show here, Kurt, absolutely gorgeous.
All right, had to get down, $170,000 on him here, $170,000 on it, $170,000 on it, down, to get up on $170,000 on it, down, to get I'm riding with Seth in the Muscle Lounge, $170,000 on it, $170,000 on it, down, to get up $170,000 and a half. 170, yes or no? 170, sold $165,000 back there with Seth.
Well, that'll do it for our top 10 SUV sales from the Barrett-Jackson Collector Car Auction in Las Vegas. Want to watch the next episode? Just head right over here. It'll pop right up. In the meantime, I'm Rick DeBrule. Thanks for joining us.